Okay, guys, this is a continuation from the using your algebra skills 5, writing linear equations on pages 287 to 290. Okay, what we're going to do now is do example C together, page 288. Directions are to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the segment with endpoints 2, 9, and -4, -3. Now, this is a multi-step problem. It's going to take a little while to do. We're going to take it step by step. It's going to be a little slow at first, but once you do another problem with it, it'll be nice and quick. Okay? First of all, if we know that two lines are perpendicular, then the slopes are opposite reciprocals of each other. Remember what an opposite reciprocal is? You flip the fraction and make it negative. Okay? Change the sign, whatever. So, step one for this problem, we're going to find the midpoint. We're finding the midpoint because we're finding the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Bisector goes through a segment's midpoint. So let's find the midpoint first. We have our midpoint formula. Let's list what we have. X1 is equal to 2. X2 is equal to -4. Y1 is equal to 9. Y2 is equal to -3. Okay, now we can plug this in and we can get our midpoint. 2 plus -4 over 2, comma, 9 plus -3 over 2, close parentheses. We simplify, we get -2 over 2, and 6 over 2, which also simplifies as -1, comma, 3. So here is our midpoint. Keep this in mind as we go through the rest of the problem. Step 2, we need to find the slope. Okay, we write our slope formula out first and then plug everything in. Okay, let's make a list. Y2 is equal to Y1, X2, X1. I make my list this way so I could just plug everything in nice and visually. Y2 is equal to -3, Y1 is equal to 9, X2 is equal to -4, and X1 is equal to 2. I'm just using the points of the segment. We're trying to find the slope of the original segment so we can find the slope of the perpendicular bisector. Okay, we plug this in, we get -3 minus 9 over -4 minus 2, which is equal to -12 over -6, which is equal to a +2. So now this is our slope of the segment. We need to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So, the slope of the perpendicular bisector is going to be the opposite reciprocal of the slope of the segment. Opposite reciprocal of 2, -1 over 2. So this is the slope for a perpendicular bisector. Alright, now let's take that and find our y-intercept. Okay, we have y is equal to mx plus b. We need to solve for b. This is our y-intercept. So, make our list, y, m, x. Our slope now for this line is going to be -1/2. We're going to use x and y from our midpoint because that's going to be part of the perpendicular bisector. So, our y would be equal to 3. X would be equal to -1. Remember, our midpoint was -1, comma 3. And now we could just plug all this in. 3 is equal to -1/2 times -1 plus b. We get 3 is equal to a +1/2 plus b. We subtract 1/2 from both sides. Okay, and what we get is 5 over 2 is equal to b. Okay, gave you some time to work that out. So, our equation is going to look like, for the perpendicular bisector, y is equal to -1/2 x plus 5 over 2. You could also express 5 over 2 as 2 1/2 or 2.5. I'd like to keep everything as an improper fraction. Feel free to do whatever you'd like. What I want you to work on now is problem number 11. On page 290. Okay, take some time to do that, and that's it for using your algebra skills. If you have any questions, I'm across the hall, room 303, after school on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'll be more than happy to stay and help you out with anything.